This content is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice. What if I told you that right now, in group chats and Facebook pages all over the world, people are quitting their jobs, canceling their retirement plans, and telling their kids we're about to be rich, all because of a currency that most of them have never even held in their hands. They call it the RV, the Iraqi Dinar revaluation. A moment they believe is coming any day now, where the value of the Iraqi dinar will suddenly jump, turning a few $100s into a life-changing fortune. Some say it could happen tonight. Others say it's been about to happen for over 20 years. So which is it? Is this a real financial opportunity hiding in plain sight? Or is it one of the longest-running financial claims in modern history? One that keeps evolving, keeps finding new believers, and keeps leaving a trail of disappointed people behind it? Stick with us, because by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how this claim works, why it keeps coming back, and what the actual facts say. Not the rumors, not the hype, just the evidence. Let's start from the beginning. To understand the dinar story, we have to go back to 2003, after the fall of Saddam Hussein's government. Iraq's economy was in chaos. The old currency, filled with images of the former leader, was being phased out. A new Iraqi dinar was introduced, and like many post-war currencies, its exchange value against the US dollar was extremely low. Around this time, dinar notes, some of them leftover, some newly printed, started appearing for sale outside Iraq. Online sellers began marketing them to everyday people in the US, Canada, the UK, and beyond with a simple pitch: buy the dinar cheap now, and when Iraq's economy recovers, the value will revalue, meaning it will rise dramatically, and you'll cash in. That pitch is now over 2 decades old, and in that time, it hasn't gone away. It's evolved. Here's the part most people don't realize. This isn't one claim. It's a moving target. In the early years, the story was about Iraq's oil wealth being so large that the currency was undervalued and due for a correction. It became about international banking meetings. It became about secret announcements. Then about specific dollar amounts. Numbers like 3.90 or 4.81 have circulated in online groups, often presented as if they were confirmed rates. Every time a predicted date passes without anything happening, the story doesn't end. It shifts. A new reason appears for why it's about to happen now. A new insider. A new leaked document. A new coded message from a government official. This pattern, a prediction that keeps failing but is replaced by a new prediction instead of being abandoned, is worth remembering because we're going to come back to it. So let's ask the real question. How is this actually supposed to work, according to the people promoting it? The claim usually goes like this: Iraq holds massive oil reserves. Because of this wealth, its currency is artificially low and due for a revaluation once the country stabilizes. When that happens, the dinar's value will rise sharply, sometimes claimed to be by hundreds or even thousands of %, and anyone holding dinar notes will be able to exchange them for a huge profit. On the surface, that might sound plausible to someone unfamiliar with how currencies actually function. After all, countries do sometimes revalue their currencies. So let's look at what a real currency revaluation actually involves, and how that compares to what's being promised here. Currency values are set by supply, demand, trade balances, inflation, foreign reserves, and the policies of a country's central bank. They don't jump dramatically overnight, just because a country has natural resources. Many resource-rich nations have currencies that stay weak for decades due to inflation, debt, or economic instability. Oil wealth alone does not force a currency's value upward. Iraq's central bank, like most central banks, manages its exchange rate gradually through normal monetary policy. Not sudden, secret, overnight jumps announced through online rumors. This is where the gap between the claim and reality becomes clear. Real currency changes are slow, are documented through official government and financial channels, and are not typically predicted years in advance by anonymous online figures. Now let's look directly at the evidence, or more accurately, the lack of it. For over 2 decades, predicted dates for the RV have come and gone. The Central Bank of Iraq has kept its official exchange rate steady at roughly 1,300 to 1,320 dinars per US dollar since it adjusted the rate in February 2023, and that same rate has been carried into Iraq's 2026 federal budget documents. The International Monetary Fund continues to describe Iraq's exchange rate system as a conventional peg, not a currency preparing for a sudden jump. On the open parallel market, where individuals actually buy and sell cash dollars in cities like Baghdad, Erbil, and Basra, rates have stayed in that same general range through 2026, moving gradually, not dramatically. In plain terms, the currency has not undergone the sudden, massive revaluation that has been predicted year after year since 2003. No mainstream financial institution, central bank, or government body has confirmed the claims of an imminent massive revaluation. Claims are instead spread through YouTube channels, Telegram groups, and social media pages, often citing insider sources, anonymous officials, or unverifiable documents that cannot be independently confirmed. This is a key pattern in financial claims like this one. The less an information source can be verified, the more urgently it's often presented as true. Legitimate financial information typically comes with named institutions, public records, and reproducible data. Claims that rely on secrecy, insiders, and urgency deserve extra scrutiny. Not because urgency is always false, but because verifiable financial events don't usually need to be whispered. Central Bank of Iraq official rate figures as reported by Shafaq News and Iraqi News 2026. IMF characterization of Iraq's exchange rate regime as reported by EBC Financial Group, February 2026. Trading Economics historicalistic data. So if the evidence doesn't hold up, why does this claim keep spreading? To understand that, we need to look at who benefits from it continuing. Online, there's an entire ecosystem built around dinar buying and the RV narrative. Currency sellers offer dinar notes for purchase, often marketed alongside the promise of future revaluation profits. Some content creators produce frequent update videos discussing predicted dates, alleged insider information, and rate speculation. This content can generate views, subscribers, and in some cases, revenue through channel monetization or affiliate links to currency sellers. None of this proves bad intent on the part of every person involved. Some creators may genuinely believe the claims they share. But the financial incentive structure is worth understanding. Continued attention and continued buying activity benefit certain participants, regardless of whether the underlying claim ever becomes true. This is a pattern seen in other speculative claims throughout financial history, where the promotion of an outcome can be profitable even if the outcome itself never happens. This isn't just a theoretical discussion. Regulators have addressed currency speculation schemes tied to the dinar before, and there's a public record to show it. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission has brought enforcement actions in this space. In one case, the SEC filed a complaint against a Utah man who, between 2009 and 2016, told investors he had special security clearances allowing him to invest in Iraqi dinar and oil contracts through foreign governments and oil companies. 46 investors put money into the scheme based on promises of returns ranging from 10% up to 15,000%. He later pleaded guilty to criminal charges. The U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission has also pursued dinar-related cases. In one action, the agency won a permanent injunction against the company and its operator for violating the Commodity Exchange Act, with a federal court ordering the return of tens of millions of dollars in gains tied to the scheme. And the FBI and IRS have investigated dinar sellers as well. One well-known case involved a Georgia-based currency company that also operated under other business names. In 2018, 3 individuals connected to that company were convicted on federal charges, including conspiracy to commit mail and wire fraud, after prosecutors said the company had spread false information predicting a sharp rise in the dinar's value. State-level regulators have issued public warnings too. The Alabama Securities Commission has published investor alerts specifically about the dinar, describing it as a scheme where promoters claim an undervalued currency is certain to appreciate. Washington State's Department of Financial Institutions has issued similar warnings, noting that because no formal exchange market exists for the Iraqi dinar, sellers can set buyback prices however they choose. The broader pattern regulators warn about is this: any investment opportunity promising extraordinary, guaranteed returns based on insider information not available to the public should be treated with serious caution. This warning isn't unique to the dinar. It applies to many speculative financial claims throughout history. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission complaint, SEC v. Joshua J. Hansen, reported by Forbes, 2016. U.S. Commodity Futures Trading Commission enforcement action, CFTC v. Dinar Corp. Incorporated memorandum opinion, CFTC.gov, 2020, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Seeking victim information in sterling currency group Iraqi Dinar investment investigation, FBI.gov. Alabama Securities Commission investor alert, ASC, Alabama.gov. Washington State Department of Financial Institutions dinar scam alert, ATG.wa.gov. Behind every speculative financial trend, there are real people. Some individuals have reportedly spent significant savings purchasing large amounts of dinar currency, hoping for a future payout. When predicted dates pass without the promised change occurring, the emotional and financial impact on these individuals can be significant, from financial strain to a loss of trust in future opportunities. We're not naming individuals or shaming anyone here. People who get drawn into speculative claims are often acting on hope, not foolishness. Hope for financial security, hope for a better future for their families. That hope is human, and it's worth being gentle about. But it's also exactly why understanding the facts matters so much. So if speculative claims like this one aren't a reliable path forward, what actually is? Building financial security typically comes through well-documented, transparent paths, diversified investing through regulated markets, employer retirement accounts, low-cost index funds, paying down high-interest debt, and building emergency savings. These aren't exciting stories. They don't promise overnight wealth, but they're backed by decades of publicly available financial data and are accessible to ordinary people through licensed financial institutions. If you're ever evaluating a financial opportunity, dinar-related or otherwise, a simple checklist can help. Is this confirmed by an official, named institution? Can the information be verified through public records? Does it promise guaranteed or extraordinary returns? Is there pressure to act quickly or secrecy involved? If those red flags are present, caution is warranted. So let's bring this all together. The Iraqi dinar revaluation claim has persisted for over 2 decades, evolving through countless predicted dates, without confirmation from any central bank, government, or mainstream financial institution. The underlying economic argument doesn't match how currency valuation actually works. Regulators including the SEC, the CFTC, the FBI, and state securities agencies have pursued real cases and issued real warnings connected to dinar-selling schemes. And there's a financial ecosystem, currency sellers and online content, that benefits from the claim continuing to circulate, whether or not it's ever proven true. None of this is about mocking anyone who's believed this story. It's about equipping you with the tools to evaluate financial claims critically. Not just this one, but any claim that promises extraordinary returns based on secret information. If this video helped clarify things for you, consider sharing it with someone who might need to see it. And if you want more evidence-based breakdowns of financial claims like this one, subscribe for what's coming next. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and take care of your money the way you take care of anything else that matters to you, with patience and with facts.